My wife is waiting to get in the room. So, yeah, dude.
You
What
are
are you
making such a
doing?
huge mistake.
This is we called it. Connor's wife is locked out, and he's here with us once again. Dr. Kenneth Call. So we're going to be quick. That way Connor's wife can go to bed on our best bets. Starting off fast. Connor, your best bet. You're going all the way to London, and you're taking the
Dude.
Vikings over the Browns.
I don't know if you guys know this, but like Dylan Gabriel is like a 25-year-old rookie, and he plays for the Browns. And also he's playing Brian Flores. All right. I am shocked that none of you picked this. It's probably a homer pick for like you guys. You're like, no way. We got life again. Dylan Gabriel is our savior. 5'9" little Hawaiian man. He's like Tua Tagovailoa, except like he also hasn't done anything in the NFL yet. But this is the only reason I can think of as to why you guys didn't pick this pick. Tell me why you did not pick this.
First off, people in Cleveland are not saying that Dylan Gabriel is our anything. Everyone is just mad because it came out that Flacco's our second string quarterback and not Shador. And
Nobody wants Shador. Did you guys see his?
That's
did
what
you
people
guys
are
see
talking about.
I know you saw his interview today. He has
could
the
care less about
maturity
his
of
interview.
a peanut.
I
He has
could
the
absolutely
maturity
care less
of a
about-
peanut.
Dude, so I want to let you know, here's the Browns fans' takes. One, why isn't Shador leading us to a 16-0 season, despite us being 1-3, or whatever it is? Two, my cousin John literally said this, left-handed quarterbacks, because they're left-handed, won't succeed in the league. It's impossible, period. And now we were like, dude, Steve Young, Hall of Famer, Mark Brunell had a good career, Michael Vick.
Brunell had a pretty long care's Penix is looking sharp. At least, well, he's 50-50.
No,
he's either looking really great
he looked
or really
one
terrible.
good game. He's had one good game.
He has two good games. He's 50-50 right now. 2-2.
He played solid against Tampa Bay in week 1.
He played solid in week 1, and then he had 2 really god-awful weeks, and then he had a really good week last week. Jury's out.
And now he's off.
Jury's out.
Anyways, back to real football. Just letting you know, that's the Browns sentiment that Shador is the savior.
Hey, but 50% of the other 50% have to hate him, right? I mean, there's no way that most people are either Shador, all in on Shador, or kind of in on Shador. It's either he's terrible or you want him.
Yeah, and the thing is, people that don't know football want him, and they're loud.
They don't.
I kind of nothing Shador. I just kind of want to see what's going on. Like, I mean, my optimism for him is like extremely low, so I don't know if that puts you anywhere. But like, he's a 5th round pick, and he's like the classic quarterback that the Browns destroy. That's it.
Yeah.
Dude, he can start week 18 against the Bengals or the Ravens backups or whoever's out there, like whoever playing.
You know what also sucks? You also sucks because we're kind of on the Browns, and I kind of wanted to talk to you about the Browns anyways. But next year's like crop of QBs before the season was like loaded. This year's, as they've kind of come through, out of the like 6 that were supposed to be first-round picks, 3 of them are no longer first-round picks. So somehow, some way, the Browns are going to pick a QB next year, and it's going to be the wrong one. Cade Klubnik is terrible. Nussmeier's okay. You had another guy, a DJ Lagway, who's probably not going to come out now. If you guys are going to get one, yeah, I'm serious. Cade Klubnik might try and stay back, and Lagway is terrible. The Florida Gators are awful. There's one guy, Lenora Sellers, that you guys maybe get, but there's a 50-50 chance he's Cam Newton, and the other 50% is he's AR. You guys will probably turn him into AR.
And then he will go to the Buccaneers and be Cam Newton.
So Browns fans like nothing more than a hometown hero. It's Drew Aller, man.
Oh my goodness! Don't pick Drew Aller. Don't do it.
I'm not saying what I would do. I'm telling you what the Browns are gonna do. And you think we're gonna overdraft him? You bet. That is.
I bet you it is. He was who I forgot. I knew there was one other one that was just like, oh, he's going to be great, and he's been awful this year.
So Drew Aller will be picked round 1,
I live in Medina,
and
he's from Medina. Like, I'm telling you, tons of love over here, of course. They love the hometown kid. If Penn State even, like, breathes in the college football playoffs, he's coming to Cleveland.
Just show them his record, percentages, stats across the board against anybody ranked. Anybody. It's like 50% completion or less.
Good thing the NFL doesn't have rankings.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. I'm telling you, it's purgatory. I'm telling you, it's
bad,
trust me.
bad. And just like every other time, we'll pick the quarterbacks in the off years when you shouldn't be drafting them, and then you'll hit the next batch will hit or something. It's just the way the Browns are.
All right,
Anyways,
but
back to real football.
yeah. The
Browns.
only reason I'm not picking the Vikings is because I think they have 7 offensive linemen on their injury report right
Oh,
now.
that's fair. That's a fair point.
And I mean, just it goes right into how Browns play. 'Cause, you're gonna pressure Carson Wentz. That is always awesome for a good defense. That's why I'm picking the under. It's just if it doesn't go under, it's because there's like 3 random defensive and special teams touchdowns, which there very well could be. Couple from each team. But I don't think that offense is going to look, very good yet. Justin Jefferson is fantastic, but Browns have actually really strong corners. They shut down Jamar Chase and T. Higgins in week 1. I just don't too much up in the air, random London game, and I don't want the homer in me picking the wrong thing. So it's going to be an ugly game. I'm betting an under.
So
Carson
I was about to say Carson Wentz. Like if you watch him between the fees, he looks like a legit NFL
Yeah.
quarterback. Right when he gets past that like 35-yard line, man, it's a pick. It's just gonna happen every time. It pissed me off so much watching that Steelers game because you want a good football game, and every time momentum was building, he just killed it.
This is why, it's very possible the Browns could win without an offensive score because Wentz he tried to throw like a screen or something. Watt batted it right back to himself and caught it, interception. And then he had another one that was just an awful throw or something. It was something, one of them wasn't his fault, but one of them was very much his fault. And you're like, okay, there's Carson Wentz. And dude still came back and threw 3 touchdowns or something at the end. That's the Carson Wentz experience. That's like the white Jameis experience. It's like the whole thing.
Anyways, so like just the defense uncertainty is where I'm at. Like I could see Dylan Gabriel playing so pathetic and soft where he throws like 20 passes for like total of 50 air yards. Like just check down, slant. And that actually might be more successful where you just let the Vikings shoot themselves in the foot because they have Carson Wentz and you have Myles Garrett. So
Possible.
I like the pick of Vikings. I just can't do it. London's crazy. So
I 100% agree with you that we're going to see a whole lot of nothing from Dylan Gabriel. It's going to like 23 of 30 for 106 yards, and their big play is going to be Njoku breaking a tackle and getting like 15 yards at once.
You guys
Quinshon Judkins, baby.
You guys aren't going to act like you guys are acting like you're not going to wake up at 9:00 and watch this game.
No,
100.
no, nobody said that. I'm definitely doing that.
Anyways, all right, so let's go on. Next best pick. We all have the Chiefs this week against the Jags. Chiefs -3.5 on the road in Jacksonville. Ken, you have it marked as your best pick, so you can break down why.
I will admit, Phil had this picked on the spreadsheet before me, but his love for Trevor Lawrence is not bigger than my hate for Trevor Lawrence at this point. This Kansas City Chiefs defense is good. They look like a whole different team with Xavier Worthy out there. That rookie running back looks pretty good out of the backfield for him, just compared to whatever like Pacheco and Kareem Hunt.
He's the new Jerick McKinnon, baby. Brashard Smith.
Yeah, he looks pretty good out there. But this is mainly a bet against Trevor Lawrence. I think that Steve Spagnuolo is going to make him at some point do something stupid. I just can't get behind this Jags offense. Their offense has been Travis Etienne, and he's looked very good, and that's awesome. But you just can't do that against the Chiefs. They're going to force him to pass. I love Brian Thomas Jr. He's just not it right now.
Trevor Lawrence killing him.
But either way, I think that this is going to be more of a Jacksonville Jaguars shooting themselves in the foot than the Chiefs like really, really showing out.
Connor, you can go.
You guys remember what was it? The 2022 Vikings that won like every game within like 7 points and ended up getting the first seed or second seed. That's the Jags. They have no business being 3-1. Like 0. Their offense is bad right now because for some odd reason, Trevor Lawrence decides that he's not he's the Daniel Jones. Trevor Lawrence is the new Daniel Jones, guys. Did you guys ever think that you would say that? And not the good Indianapolis Colts Daniel Jones, the bad one from like every other team. So Phil likely would say he's a pumpkin. So I don't know. I am not. I'm still all in on Liam Cohen. I think he's a great schemer. I think it's truly at this point Liam Cohen has been successful everywhere that he's been in the NFL. And then when he went back to Kentucky, he got Will Levis. Guy got Will Levis drafted. Remember that. Remember that, guys. And then he came and he crushed it with the Bucks with Baker Mayfield. I gotta believe that I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. He's not the problem. But I will say this, guys. Fun fact. Who is the quarterback's coach or quality control coach for the Jags? And tell me why this is relevant. You're going to be like, oh my goodness, this is
I
why.
have no idea.
Tell me.
Shane Waldron. So the guy who completely wrecked the Seattle Seahawks offense and wrecked the Bears offense is now in the Jags room. Maybe it's not Trevor. It's Shane Waldron.
Shane Waldron just being a cancer wherever he goes.
Wherever.
So my only like we Connor covered it. Like Jags are 3-1. They're overrated. Chiefs showed signs of life, and I know the Ravens have like the worst set of injuries and stuff, but having an explosive offense or explosive playmaker is huge for the Chiefs. Just it opens up all the Juju Smith-Schuster and Travis Kelce, so they don't have to face double teams. But my main thing that you guys didn't cover is Travis Hunter is the best thing for the Cleveland Browns to ever happen. We got 2 first-round picks for that guy. Like, how amazing is that?
And Quinshawn. I think you picked. Did you not pick up Quinshawn? Was that your own pick? I thought you picked up Quinshawn because it was an early second for some reason. Could have sworn. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I want it to be that way.
I mean, we had 2 early seconds. I can't remember why we got the
But that might have been a different trade with the Jags. You never know. They just like to give us things. But Travis Hunter is downright awful. Like,
watch it
as a receiver. That's what I'm focusing on because he's on one of my fantasy teams. He has not done anything worth it.
Hey, but that's also because they're like, hey, we're going to play him a lot this week. And then they play him a lot. And then they go the next week and they're like, we're going to play him on defense this week. And you're like, okay, this sucks.
All right, cool. In terms of a fantasy asset, he is
Shane Waldron. Shane Waldron decides when he wants to play him.
That's a great point because I was going to say Brian Thomas, the other letdown. Like they have talent. These guys are getting open. I think I sent a chart where Brian Thomas was like, on that far right side of getting separation, but they just don't throw him the ball or don't time it up. So the Jaguars are very lucky, like you guys said, to be where they are. I think the 49ers should have been them last week. Just Ricky Pearsall went out, injuries started to stack up, and Jawan Jennings was playing hurt. Brock Purdy was playing hurt.
Brock Purdy turned back into a pumpkin.
Nah,
Brock
he
Purdy's
just didn't
still
have
hurt, man. Like I hate when people come back too early. Yeah.
Yeah, he is out this week.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Jaguars got lucky, and the Chiefs, like, they got to win games. The bottom line, right? They need to start making up. It's already they're 2-2. They got to make wild card roundup. They're keeping the wild card hunt because they're down a tiebreaker to the Chargers. So I just think very important to win another team that's at your win-loss record, and the Chiefs are just going to come out and dominate. So, all right. Hey, I guess I'm up now. My best pick. Sorry, I was looking at our rows. I don't have them highlighted this week, and I thought it was in the Saints-Giants game, but I don't have a pick there.
No.
So my actual pick is Seahawks -3 at home against Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers. Dude, the Buccaneers played the first real team that they ever played, and they were getting stomped for a while. And then the Eagles decided to just let them have like 3 Minnesota miracles. And what I mean by that is the Eagles players were in position to get the ball, and instead of going for the ball or making a tackle, they missed both. And Bucky Irving took off and Emeka Ibuka took off for they should have been catches. They shouldn't have been 80-yard touchdowns. Connor, I see you shaking your head.
Phil, your Browns Baker hate is showing. Your jealousy is
100%
showing.
is. Dude, it is. He threw some good passes that should have been catches and sustained drives. Instead, they were 80-yard touchdowns.
He's not even. I don't even think he's playing this week. He didn't even practice today. He may play, but he didn't even practice today.
From experience, he's gonna play, and his whole fan base is gonna hate him for it.
I'm telling you, if Baker's hurt, just let him sit out. Like we did this already.
Anyways, Seahawks, they did impress me. They had the opposite of what the Buccaneers had, where they had a dominating lead against Arizona last week, and then they started to choke it. Almost blew
Okay,
it
well, they
entirely.
started to choke it, so I'm just a little bit surprised that you're like, yeah, they were dominating, and then they were like, oopsies, let's
Yeah,
just let the crappy Drew Petzing Cardinals come back
let Marvin Harrison look like a real football player. The only team to
for
let him
only
do.
a quarter.
Yep. Anyways,
Yeah, that sucks. I wish he was better. He
my
was my favorite.
you got Ibuka though.
I do.
So, anyways, I believe in them to just like still be good. Three's not a lot. They're at home. Buccaneers are flying across the country to get there. And the Buccaneers, I still think, are just one of the most overrated teams in the NFL. Their point differential is very, very flat, despite being, what are they, 2-2 or 3-1. So I think Seahawks come out, get another solid win, and just keep being like a B+ team that wins games they should. Home games, home close games. JSN.
The Buccaneers are an exciting team, and like they like super like fan heavy, like fan favorite right now. If this line were to go down a bit, like I just don't like it at the 3. I feel like Seattle's just played some games like closer than they should have, and hey, Baker's gritty. I don't think that if it's close at the end of the game, or if they're down 8 or down 10, it's like I think that he'll
Dude,
come in
I don't
and
know if you guys want to
backdoor
go
it.
look at this though. I don't think Stat Boy over there. I don't think he's looked at highest graded PFF QB
I know that
rankings.
one.
Sam Pumpkin. Sam
Mhm.
Pumpkin's up there, man. Pumpkin is playing like not a pumpkin. He's playing like a tomato, if you will. I don't know if that's the right analogy, but he's playing pretty good right now.
Under the surface, on my take, is that I wanted Darnold with the first pick over Baker Mayfield in the draft
My goodness.
way back when, and I'm not
You
giving
would
up.
have wrecked him. You would have turned him into Zach Wilson. Let's be honest.
We did it to Baker. We could do it to anyone.
All right, so we're done with that pick. Now we need
Yeah.
to talk about we're at halftime, and we need to talk about this. Ken needs to tell us if Tyreek Hill is done in the NFL.
Specifically for Tyreek Hill's skill set, I think he's done. This is clearly a long-term injury. I mean, think of Nick Chubb, what happened last time. It'll be interesting to see how many surgeries he needs, actually.
Well,
Because
dislocation plus torn ACL. Those are
okay,
those don't always go hand in hand, right?
so it's not just a torn ACL. And that's a really big thing. You're not going to dislocate your knee from solely a torn ACL. You have your MCL, your LCL, your meniscus. Almost certainly the MCL, meniscus, ACL, those they call it the unhappy triad. Those 3 kind of go together. When you have a real bad injury like that, those start, but you also have like just multiple other things. I mean, your PCL, your LCL, there's probably damage to a lot of those. So Nick Chubb, for example, actually had 2 surgeries, and I was like, why the heck did he have to have 2? And it was because there was nothing to attach the ACL to. They had to essentially rebuild the the base of like the tibia, the shin bone, just to have somewhere to attach it to give you an idea.
So that's what I mean.
Something
Is I know he's got. I don't know what dislocation means, but I know he's got at the very least like ACL and I think MCL completely torn, and then
Mhm.
within
You're
24
talking
hours,
minimum. You're talking minimum for structural like ligaments, meniscus, not soft tissue injuries. So, but the problem is, Nick Chubb, look at Nick Chubb, he had this burnout speed. He had that second gear of I'm getting past everyone. I'm getting 60, 70, 80-yard touchdowns. He clearly doesn't have that anymore. Tyreek Hill is all about that. I mean, he lives in that second, getting to even the third gear, if that's even such a thing. But I mean, he's not going to be able to cut as quick. He's definitely going to lose speed. Honestly, I think that this is it for him for being any type of, real like a wide receiver. Sorry.
So that's what I was expecting you to say. I think he's done. He does have 11 kids to support, but he's done.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
if
he
he
has
was
a lot of
25,
guaranteed money still.
so like,
On the-
I mean, even if it was like a bigger body receiver, like an AJ Brown or like a DK Metcalf, you can turn into one of those big possession, like tight end type of guys who's just like, oh, I don't have any burst, like Anquan Bolden at the end of his career type. And that's just not an option for Tyreek Hill. And he's not going to be, I mean, his best case scenario is like the worst version of Cooper Cup and end of career Cooper Cup.
Oh, so Seahawks Cooper Cup. Did you know that dude is like legit, like world class speed? Like he has a gold medal, I think. He has a gold medal from like the under 18 track and fields. Did you know
Tyreek?
that? Yeah.
I know. I think he did like a competition like
Yeah. He
recently,
can
like this
go
summer, and
he nearly
yeah.
qualified for the Olympic qualifiers without even
Yes.
trying. Yeah.
So
He
that's
could
not
technically go run against those guys. I think he ran like a 10-1, which is
anymore.
world class speed, which is now gone.
It's
10-1 is
no.
moving.
Yeah. It stinks. It's awful to see. You don't want to see somebody's career end like that. But I mean, anything that he
Joe
comes back with is
Theismann, you
just a
guys know who
show.
that is?
Yep.
Joe
Yeah.
Theismann? Phil
Yeah, watch
doesn't.
The
Phil
Blind
doesn't.
Side, okay? Every
Yeah.
Yeah, we watched The
woman
Blind Side.
knows that.
Nobody
Sandra
knows.
Bullock. I know. I was there.
You what? What? You guys no.
No, I'm kidding.
Hate you.
I'll ask my wife tomorrow if she knows who's Joe Theismann. She's like, "Oh, Blind Side. Let's watch it." Anyways, sad thing for Tyreek Hill. Like, so I think he will be a first ballot, well, not first ballot, but he'll be in the Hall of Fame. 11,000 yards, 83 touchdowns. Like, 100 touchdowns is a good threshold for a wide receiver, right? That puts you in a different group. He was going to get it if he was alive.
I feel like just like his like cap. I mean, because I mean, there was a couple year period here where he was just, I mean, the best like statistical receiver. I mean, he was the one that was a threat to 2,000 yards. So, yeah, I think he'll get
He
in.
did it at like age 29 or 30,
Yep.
which is
Nuts.
crazy.
with
He did it with Tua.
Yeah.
I remember that season. I think I had him in fantasy, and just watching how many underthrown balls he had to go back and get. That if it was Mahomes, would have been an 80-yard touchdown, and instead it was a 50-yard curl.
Yeah.
Anyways, so Connor, speaking of that, you're taking advantage of Tyreek Hill not playing, and you got the Panthers, despite losing
Of course.
1,000,000-7.
Of course. They're going to the Super Bowl. I said this. Listen, I don't know what that number is. I think it's probably like plus 50,000 at this point. We're still betting it. We're still betting it. We're betting with our hearts.
With that's all he means. All of Connor.
Yeah. This is Connor. This is Connor called it.
Listen,
this is no
Bryce
longer we.
Bryce did not look that bad. His defense looked awful. I mean, he didn't look terrible. I mean, he didn't throw any picks or anything. So, like, I'm a little upset with Dave Canales. Now, also, their savior comes back. His name is Jalen Coker. He will be back soon. Also, another fun name to know because he is going to play over the guy that they drafted in damn near the first round, Leggett, as an undrafted free agent. So, listen, cavalry's coming. I also don't think that Miami is good at all. They played the awful, awful Jets, and they still barely won. Dude, the Jets had 3+ turnovers and still were in the game in the fourth quarter. That's how bad Miami is. Don't tell me that maybe Make-A-Wish Foundation Bryce can't at least beat the Miami Dolphins. Come on. Without Tyreek.
That's one of my favorite nicknames ever. Make-A-Wish Foundation Bryce.
Listen, but he's also going to win the MVP and the Super Bowl. So he's just everything. He's everything to me. We're like the same height.
If you're from Ohio State or undersized, you're Connor's favorite player.
Wait, Dylan Gabriel? Are you kidding?
Yeah, no, he's from Hawaii. Nope, doesn't count.
He had it too good to start in his life.
100%. Dude, the guy was in college for like 6 years.
I would love to comment on this game at all, but Connor's right. Like the Dolphins, if Braylon Allen doesn't fumble the ball at like the 1-yard line, I think the Jets win that game because they just never stop running it down their throats. And
they had a punt return. They had a kickoff return to open the second half. They fumbled the opening second half kickoff. So they literally didn't get the benefit of doing anything from the coin flip and still could have had a chance to win. And by the way, Garrett Wilson had a touchdown called back. That was a garbage pass interference call. They should have lost.
I think that Garrett Wilson had a touchdown like late that like made it look a little closer.
He did, but he also had a
Yeah.
garbage OPI that was called on a
That was
ticky-tack
garbage.
foul
Yeah.
in the end
Yeah.
zone, and it was like, really, man? Are you kidding me? And then he had to go back and dunk on a guy later. Now, we're getting off on a tangent, but Fields is overrated too, and I hate to say it. God bless America. I hate to say it, but he is.
What do you mean he's overrated? You're saying
I don't think
13
he's
passing yards in the first half isn't good?
I think he had like 25. Okay. First off. Second off, and did you see him do the whirly bird? 4th and 2, miraculous spin, 56-yard run, touchdown. Okay. That was cool. And everyone was like, he's back. And that was crazy. And then everyone was also like, yeah, but up until that point, he had 47 passing yards. But everyone forgets that. But again, because the Dolphins suck, it was 14-10 after that, I think. So here we are.
It was sad because honestly, like that was gonna be Tyreek Hill's like best game in the last year or so. He was on fire. He was catching everything. He had a lot of targets, a lot of catches. I think that just derailed a whole lot.
Yeah, and then his knee dangled from his hip, and it was bad.
You don't want to say, except the only one who was in a good mood after it was Tyreek, which was
Yeah.
I think it's just a slap happiness. I don't think it's
Shock. Yeah.
pre-CT.
Yeah, Basha was like, "Did you do that after you snapped your arm in half?" And I was like, "No, I was screaming my head off." I was like, so she's like, is he like numb?" I said, "It's a little different. Snapping a bone and kind of just like that to me, like your body, I think is in more shock for something like that than if like if you blow out your knee, like you're in pain, but you're not like, oh man, if you snap your bone." I mean, Ken, tell me the nervous system here, but I gotta believe there's like more nerves inside there. I don't know. It was pretty painful for me.
You think there's more nerves with like snapping a
I don't
bone than it
know,
is
but
with
like
your
snap.
leg falling off?
Listen, I don't know how the blood flow and the circulation looks in there,
Circulation. Good job. Awesome.
but I'm telling you, when I snapped my wrist, it was very, very painful. I would not be waving my hand and being like, "It's all good,"
Flapping
whatever.
around.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
You're a little more right in the head than Tyreek Hill.
That's fair.
He was
That's
probably all
fair.
up on painkillers before that play anyway.
They put me on, like, I don't know what the number is. Ken, tell me if this is crazy. They shot me up 3 times as a 13-year-old before I even got to
You're talking
the
about
hospital.
13-year-old you.
I was a
Dude,
13-year-old.
prepubescent Connor is not the
Yeah.
same as 31-year-old Tyreek Hill.
Listen, though. My mom was like, they shot you up 3 times with morphine before I even got there. And I was like, my mom was like, we probably need to stop doing that. We probably need to stop, because I was like in so much pain.
That's kind of scary a little. Like some, like especially like adolescents who like get a lot of morphine, like some have like a flipped effect and they just get like super angry like with it. Most it chills them out and you can't, feel the
I was
pain.
pretty chill.
Yeah.
I was pretty chill.
But like also like I've seen it where like these kids, like a kid who had like a broken displaced clavicle and he's just like completely flipped and not cool.
It turned him into the Hulk?
Something like that. Yeah.
He was angry. His pants were on though, so.
Purple pants.
All right. Ken, what's your next pick?
Man, this one's going to get some hate. We were just talking about how Drake May doesn't look too bad, but I'm picking the Patriots plus 8.5 against the Bills. And I just don't think the Bills defense is that good. I think that this is going to be more of an ugly game. I think this is just every year there's just that random game where the Patriots outplay someone in their division and make it a competitive game. I'm not saying they're going to win. I just think that this is going to be competitive. I think that Drake May can at least score a garbage time touchdown to get into like the 8.5. That's all I'm saying for this one.
This is a Vrabel special because I got the under. This is a Vrabel yucky, dirty, ugly. Everyone's going to be like, man, Vrabel's such a good coach. And then he's going to blow it to the Jets in a couple of weeks or something like that. But this feels like a Vrabel special. Him and, who was it? Jeff Fisher. Him and Jeff Fisher, man. No, those guys. Phil didn't even know who Jeff Fisher is. He didn't follow football back then.
Dude,
Phil had the smallest
Rams.
Marshall Faulk jersey I've ever seen. Trust me, he knows
That's
who
right.
Jeff Fisher is.
This feels ugly to me.
So that's why you got the under.
Yes.
I don't know. I could see this game. Any Bills game I could see going 100 ways. Like 50-0, Bills win. Bills lose by 20 because they just stopped functioning for whatever reason. Like, dude, they were getting beat by the Saints going in the third quarter or so. So
You guys remember
you
like
guys
Urban
enjoy.
Meyer's? You guys remember Urban Meyer's win over them 9-6? Wasn't that crazy?
I think I brought that game up last week. Like one of those crazy like upset games. Anyways, all right. You guys enjoy betting them. So I have got to talk about I just talked about the Eagles or the Buccaneers Eagles game. And you know who's really disappointing is the Eagles, man. The Buccaneers got lucky that they got to keep up with the Eagles, but the Eagles offense is atrocious. I don't know what they're calling, but they clearly are not using their players to the best of their abilities. They're lucky that they decided to throw the ball deep to AJ Brown against the Rams because they just don't do that for whatever reason. Like, I don't know if I sent you guys a text, but in the second half, Buccaneers had scored like twice and Eagles were up still double digits. And their offense was 3 5-yard hitches in a row. 2 to AJ Brown, 1 to Devonta Smith. It's like, what are you doing? Like, no creativity, not exciting, and just kind of like finger crossed that their defense can hold on to games. Lane Johnson's beat up, which I think will be a little bit of a problem for a team that like relies on a good offensive line. So just worried about them. And the Broncos, 4.5. I think they'll keep it close. I don't like Bo Nix, but this is going to be like a gritty. Both teams are going to be happy to run at each other 100 times. Reminds me of the Chiefs game versus the Eagles we had, where you shouldn't turn it on. It's going to be bad to watch, but it's going to be close at the end and low scoring. And I think Sean Payton can at least keep it, within 4.5.
Did you guys see how many passing yards Jalen Hurts had in the second half?
10. Justin Fields number.
Less. 0. He had,
Wow.
I don't know if it was 0 completions, obviously 0 yards, but like definitely 0 yards. I saw
worse
that
than Fields.
and I was like, there's no way that's true. That can't possibly be true for a team that's like wins and has Devonta Smith and AJ Brown and even just dump it off the freaking Goddard or Saquon. There's so many weapons, and I don't think this Bucs defense is that good.
Dude,
No.
I'm telling you, I like let down this year going from Kellen Moore to whoever the hell that guy is. I don't know who it is. And that they're going to sit here behind this whole thing. Like, if I'm AJ Brown, I don't care. I'm getting out. Like, I don't care. I'm also
Didn't they just pay him
ruining.
recently?
Yeah, they paid him, but both of them are at like he's at like 100 mil, and then Devontae's at like 80 over 3 years and 4 years. I don't care because you're retiring from the NFL after this because you're not going to get a better contract because you can't do anything. You can't show that you're even able to do anything. Hurts is not good. I don't care what anybody says. We can sit here and talk about great leader, rushing, winner, whatever. I told you guys this like 3 weeks ago. I said, this is Justin Fields with a good offensive line and weapons. I don't care. I'll stand by that. I get beat up for it. I don't care. It literally, I don't even think that's even a crazy take because Justin Fields, I mean, Jalen Hurts doesn't really do a bunch of reads either. Truly, he doesn't. He has like the 2 throws, which is a hitch, a bomb, maybe 3, and then maybe an out route to Goddard. That's it. And then the dude just runs around in circles, but he's got an unbelievable offensive line. Fields has never had that. Ever. Never.
I will say, Jalen Hurts' one redeeming quality is the tush push. And him being able to squat 1,000,000 pounds, I think, is very, like, it is a reason that play works more for the Eagles than other teams. But the fact that they can do all we need to do is get into 3rd and 2, and we have a guaranteed first down is one of the biggest advantages in the NFL. How many times do you see a team like get a drive killed or settle for a field goal when, you could get an opportunity for a touchdown instead? So, that's their big thing. That's it.
One thing I absolutely used to hate seeing was like around like the 50, it's like 3rd and 4, and like a team runs it, and it's a good play because it's like, cool, we're gonna get it to 4th and 1, and then we're just gonna get that extra yard. I mean, it really. My argument is it's not even just 3rd and 2; it's like 3rd and 4. Really, you can still, make a good.
You don't have to have
attempt at it.
Hurts throw it, as we just complained
Yeah,
about.
you can just run it twice.
Yeah, him and Saquon, it does look great. It's just a difference between those like quarterbacks. Telling Phil was Lamar Jackson, he pulls his hamstring, and it's like Pat Mahomes won a Super Bowl on a high ankle sprain.
Yeah.
Once these like necessary mobilized quarterbacks are immobilized, it just looks awful. Jalen Hurts is still up and running. His team, are they undefeated? And he's only thrown over 160 yards once this year. So pretty nuts. And by the way, AJ Brown's like one of my favorite receivers in the league. And it is just so sad and frustrating. I want to just read a book with him on the sidelines.
And then he has to apologize like he did today. Sorry for what I said, and I overreacted. Like, no, you didn't. Your quarterback sucks. You get under the guise of winning by 2 points. All right, relax. All right, we have 2 minutes. We have 2 minutes before I get
So
kicked out.
I was
or
about to
before
say, Connor, I think you got 2 picks left. So we'll do Lions and Bagels under. What's going on there?
I think that the Bengals are going to be getting old Jameis here in like after this week. How about isn't that exciting? Because they're not going to score. I don't think they're going to score like at all. I mean, I I have a tough time believing that they're going to score that much
I think
points.
Aiden
Do you actually
Hutchinson-
think Jameis is going there?
I think I will be hard pressed. Zach Taylor got pressed today if he was going to pick up quarterback, and his answer was, I have full confidence in Jake Browning. That's not my job to answer those questions. Yada, yada, yada. I'm like, all right, Kirk Cousins, Jameis Winston, who else? Who else is a good
Flacco.
someone that
Joe
they,
Flacco.
Flacco.
oh God. Oh, actually I heard there's some rumors of Russell Moonball, so that's probably not a good one either. But either way, I think they're going to be active. I think they're going to go get someone because Jake Browning is not good. Now, their offensive line is, I'm pretty sure, like, I don't know, chubby Ken Call version is like playing left tackle for them. But like, I get that, but I'm just telling you, Jameis like thrives in that. All right. So just go out and get a gunslinger and just let him throw for 6. Remember, Joe Flacco they lost a bunch of games, but they were awesome, especially
so fun to
with
watch. I
Joe
loved
or
it.
Jameis. Either one. Who cares?
All right,
Literally,
did you
just
guys see that
throw back
video?
shoulder fades all day, and Jameis would
All
do
day.
that, and I would love it.
Did you see the video of the Bengals getting rushed 3 in a regular thing? They had
Yeah.
6 blockers, and then there was 0 time for Jake Browning. 0.
Yeah.
Like, it was
Awful.
not-
Browning just is, I don't know. I'm not impressed with him at all. People spending all their fab to get him in Dynasty and just because they were like hurting bad. That was hilarious. So who's my other one?
Last one, we both have Chargers -3. Commanders go into LA. Commanders versus Chargers. We have Chargers -3.
So at a minimum, this is going to push. I think at a minimum, this is like 3. If it goes -2.5, I think you smash it anyways. But at a minimum, I think this is going to push. I'm a big fan of, it took him a minute. I'm a big fan of Hampton, not Najee. So he's literally the opposite of Najee, like explosive, over expectation type of bulldozing running back, but like with speed, not slow and fat. And like I don't know why, Phil has this fascination with Najee Harris. I can't wait. Phil.
Guys,
I get it.
the
Over
Achilles is
1,000
gone. Just let it
yards.
go.
Yeah,
Just
he's dead.
Keep going.
He's
You
dead.
had 2 minutes left. You don't have time to grill me.
He's dead. Najee's dead.
Najee and
Anyways.
Tyreek Hill, RIP.
Daniels, look, I think the Commanders' defense is suspect. I just said I like Penix too, lefty gunslinger. Penix wrecked them last week. He threw for 320 yards, I think, last week. So I don't know. I don't think their defense is very good. So I think Chargers are going to run all over them, I think.
I think last week the Chargers got caught off guard by Jackson Dart. Like, you get a new quarterback in, you don't know what kind of offense they're going to run. And I think people are trying to say, mobile quarterback beat them, Jaden Daniels coming in or Marcus Mariota. Either way, read option's going to kill the Chargers. It's like, no, they didn't scheme properly for a week and it bit them in the butt. They still had chances to win that game. To your point, Connor, yeah, the Commanders defense looked awful. And I think Justin Herbert's going to tear it up. Quentin Johnston has looked really good. I don't know how he figured out.
He sucked the talent out of Marv. I know he did.
Got those little aliens from Space Jam. Lad
did.
McConkey has been invisible, but I think maybe he starts to get going. That now the teams are like, all right, we actually have to.
Keenan Allen resurrection, dude.
It's Ken's best fantasy pick that he never drafted was Keenan Allen.
No. Listen, I got him and Debo on one team, and it's great because I also had Tyreek Hill and Malik Neighbors. So,
Guys, on my dynasty this week,
oh my
just so
God.
you, just real quick, just so for my own fantasy real quick, because I get 1 minute worth of fantasy talk. I lost Lamar, I lost CD, and I lost Malik all within 10 days. I was not happy.
You better
At least it's a
start scouting the
dynasty.
players.
Oh, and I also lost JJ earlier this year. He was my backup QB anyways, so I just have an entire team on IR right now. It sucks.
At least
Hey,
it's
no, you're gonna.
dynasty. You know,
Yeah.
always
it'll be
next
bad.
year.
Anyways,
All right,
Yeah,
I gotta
so-
let my wife in. I've blocked her out.
hey,
Hey,
we appreciate you spending
Thanks for
time with
coming.
her, or us over her for a little bit.
yeah. Yeah. So I'm sure no one will be pissed.
Hey,
Don't worry.
our podcast is growing, so we need this time. Yes, see you. All right. Glad you see. Yeah, I'm glad he showed up. We probably should have started earlier so that we could have got full Connor time. Anyways, Ken, your next picks. You got a double pick. Giants at Saints. You have the Saints -1.5 as well as the under.
Nothing but ugly. Yeah. So I'm picking unders for the Vikings Browns. I'm picking unders for the Giants and Saints. I'll just throw it out there. An under for the Titans and Cardinals. Man, I don't think I named a decent offense in those. And yeah, I love Cam Scadaboo. Man, I didn't think it translated as well as it does to the NFL. He's gonna run himself out. I mean, it's like he's like a mini Peyton Hillis out there. But man, this always want to just avoid the like brand new quarterbacks, whether they, or backups coming in or rookies coming in on their second start. You start to notice some tendencies. You get some like tape on them, and all of a sudden, you know, they can't, they can't just book and run. Jackson Dart, he looked good, but I think he had 13 completions in the game, and he had 10 rushing attempts in the game. Like, yeah, I mean, he was just and yeah, I know Malik Neighbors went out early, but he was just tucking and running real quick. Now he'll be throwing to Wan'Dale Robinson and Darius Slayton, man, and Cam Scadaboo will be back there, but there's nothing, nothing elusive, nothing that's gonna, get any separation on that team right now. So I'm really, number one, just fading the brand new quarterback in his second week, but I'm also just gonna say, there's not going to be a lot of points scored. It's going to be a lot of, hey, just don't lose the game. Don't turn the ball over. Spencer Rattler, yeah, and he'll probably end up, he could definitely lose the game. I like the under a little bit more, but I'm really just counting on Jackson Dart not looking as good as he did last week.
Yeah, I will say the Saints actually kind of impressed me against the Bills. Just Spencer Rattler, I think he had something like the most touchdowns that are like the most expected touchdowns that like weren't converted or something like that. So essentially, if you took you look at the passes he threw, how many touchdowns should he have and how many does he? It's like he just had the most missed opportunities. So played better than people think, at least. And the Giants are coming off a win against the Chargers. Everyone was loving them. They got him on a cross country road trip and and tricked him with Jackson Dart coming in. Great for them. Great news for New York fans. Hype up their quarterback coming in. But I'm with you. I'm not taking it just because I can't trust Spencer Rattler as much as you are. But I don't like this idea of Jackson Dart now having film on him, no deep threat, and people going to be focusing in on his run game. So before we get to your Titans and Cardinals under, I'm going to do the Thursday night under I have, 49ers at Rams. We should probably start off with Thursday night, but if you're listening still and the game's over, sorry, just skip over to the next section.
Did we do it? We picked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 unders and 0 overs.
That's right.
This week. Nice.
The games I want over, it's yucky games. Like, I don't want to talk about Texans at Ravens. But anyways, 49ers at Rams. I said this last week for the Rams, took the under because they want to run the ball. They want to not play in a shootout. They want to just get in, get out, take care of business. And that's exactly what the Rams and the Colts did. Now the 49ers are coming in with a full set of backups. Like, they don't have Purdy. They don't have Pearsall. They don't have Jawan Jennings. They don't have Kittle. They don't have, I think, I covered it all, actually. So they're missing their top three receivers and their quarterback,
I think it's just
atrocious.
Kendrick Bourne out there who joined in like the second week.
So anyways, the Rams are going to be happy just to sit and ground and pound and just milk this game away while the 49ers try to ground and pound with CMC, but he'll probably be getting the ball and then hit by 14 guys every play. So ugly game, unfortunate, because this would have been a great game to watch had health not decimated the Niners. We'd probably have 3-1 or 4-0 teams that are vying for first place contention. Instead, we get another garbage Thursday night football game that will probably be decided in the first quarter and a half. So under 45 all the way.
Who we do have out there is Demarcus Robinson, Sky Moore, Kendrick Bourne, and MVS. Talk about
MVS and Demarcus Robinson finally getting on the field again. They were hurt and suspended to start the year. Big game changers.
Just staring at Ayuk on the IR. You all right over there?
All right. Titans at Cardinals, under 41.5. Last pick we have.
Have you seen the Titans play offense yet?
No.
They
one
got
has.
that. I feel bad for Calvin Ridley, man. He's making a decent comeback for himself. But, before it was like, hey, Cam Ward looks like he's, did all right. And I think just playing for a team that doesn't have much going for you, it was just a matter of time before he started to make some rookie mistakes. But the only person who looks at any even slightly bit decent out there is who's that rookie for him? Eric, Iamon or
Iamon.
Yeah, but he looks all right. But Tony Pollard looks all right. You just can't run the ball when you're down, after the first drive. But they're making a bunch of, bad team mistakes, untimely turnovers, bad defense, bad special teams. And I just think that between that and the Cardinals, Kyler Murray, I think really needs a core around him, and Trey McBride's great, Marvin Harrison Jr., whatever's going on there, but there's no running game there anymore. James Conner out, Trey Benson out. You're down to DeMarcado, and I think they signed Michael Carter as well. So, to go along with a line that isn't that great, I don't think that Kyler's putting on Superman cape anytime soon. So I think that this is going to be an ugly game. I do think that the Cardinals are going to win. I don't like the line, but I just don't see a lot of points, particularly from the Titans, but neither from the Cardinals.
Yeah, I think reiterating what I said for the Rams, this is a Drew Petzig game. Connor would have probably loved to be here and make fun of the Cardinals offense, but they'll get up by 10 and it will be 13-3 or something. And then they'll just run the ball into the back of their line and then they'll punt and it'll just be another drawn out, boring game that no one wants to watch. 100% could see that going down.
I could see a 20-3 game. I can also see a 20 to pick a funky number 13 or 15, just enough to cover. Just ugly game, but it's never really going to be that close.
All right. So with that, we have talked about all the games we have picks on. The only games that we did not discuss are, we can give any thoughts on them right now. Texans at Ravens. I mentioned that this is the game, if I had to pick an over, this would be it, which is ironic because the Texans are playing in it. But it's just because the Ravens are that bad and are that decimated by injuries that I think the Texans will actually put up points. And I do think that the Ravens still have Derrick Henry and they'll be able to have some kind of offense that has some kind of pop to it. So maybe sneaking in a couple points somewhere, but 40.5 is just a low number. That would be my lean on this game. But in terms of what I want to watch and see, I'm not interested in the backup Ravens. This is just a sad time to be a Ravens fan. That's my only takeaway.
That's it. I feel like it's every other year. Them and the 49ers are just well, is this our decimated by injuries year or is this our, Super Bowl run year? But kind of going back to, Cooper Rush is so different from Lamar. They're gonna show him something different. I'm not a huge fan of Monken, but because it's going to look different, it might catch a defense off guard. The Texans have a really good defense, but I could see, them doing something. Cooper Rush has looked decent in the past. Jake Browning also had looked decent in the past as a backup. So who knows what you're actually going to get. But I think the big thing is it's going to be different than what they were running with Lamar.
So next up, Raiders at Colts. So I'm going to be real with you. I wanted to take the Colts -6.5. Like that's a solid number. You don't worry about that 7. But man, the Raiders, they can stop a running back, and Geno Smith can be sneaky good. So just too much uncertainty for both of these teams. I'm still not fully buying into the Danny Jones era in Indy. I know they barely lost against the Colts. Tutu Atwell busted out that great 88-yard touchdown to flip it at the very end. But right now,
You're not talking about the biggest flip. You're not talking about the Adonai Mitchell, like I don't even know what it was. It's not. He didn't drop the ball like he was celebrating. He just actually like
no, he was showboating.
Fumbled.
He was trying to do the high steps you can do in Madden where you taunt the ball out.
I just saw him dive in
dropped
after
it on that.
Oh
Yeah,
God.
yeah, it was
That's
bad.
hilarious.
So,
Man.
anyways, they could have won, but it's like I just can't buy. Like they had the lucky win against the Broncos, so it's kind of offset by an unlucky loss.
That's how that works.
Yeah, it's math.
So the Browns are going to be pretty awesome here for the next couple decades. No, I agree with you. I don't quite like the number. That -6.5, a little high, but Raiders find a way to lose.
Yeah, and they also, like, both teams find a way to score points, even though I don't think they should. Like, Jonathan Taylor and Ashton Jonty should be ran 50 times because they're both really good at what they do. But somehow these teams are always like, we got big chunk plays coming out of nowhere, pull them out of our hats.
And it's always random people, man. It's like Adonai Mitchell and Alec Pierce, and
yeah, it's like when your brother tells you to start Trey Tucker or Deebo Samuel because he had a good week. Anyways, Cowboys at Jets. Cowboys at Jets last game. Cowboys are 2.5-point road favorites. Listen, these teams I just don't know what to make of anything they do ever. Like the Jets are supposed to have a good defense. They're coached by a defensive guy, and they're atrocious. They get smacked all over the place. The Cowboys actually look like a real team last week with an offense that functions and the defense that's terrible like we expected. But 2 weeks ago, the offense didn't exist. So I don't know what versions of these teams are showing up. The range of outcomes is just too great in this one. So I'm not even touching it.
I think that if you're going to do anything on this one, it's the over. It's already, 47.5.
Mm-hmm.
It's a high number. It's just because the Cowboys defense that has to be that, honestly, it's tough between Cowboys defense and Browns offense for worst unit in the NFL. But I mean, they made Caleb Williams look like Heisman Trophy winner Caleb Williams. Everybody has been able to score on these Cowboys. Ironically, except for the Eagles, but we thought that was something good. No, I think that's just the Eagles being awful and not needing to score. But I mean, the Packers didn't try to score super much, and they ended up getting 40 anyways. And that's a little bit on their part. Just they play a slow, calculated game, but they're not going to be able to get pressure on Justin Fields. He's going to be able to sit there and if he can break out some like big runs or some big interceptions. I do think there's going to be a lot of points in this game. Part of that's just that Jets defense isn't as good as it's been. So I would like it just at 47.5's a lot.
I agree with you. This is one that I could see a lot of red zone flashes for. Like nothing's happening, and then boom, 80-yard touchdown out of nowhere.
Offense or defense?
Defense, all over the place. Justin Fields busted one out, and then Dak Prescott threw one. Things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that is it. We covered all of the games. You got extra injury advice from Ken on Tyreek Hill, which I think could have easily been found on Twitter. We should probably dig into, things that aren't publicly available like that, but really appreciate those insights. Anyways,
I'd be happy to, but
like, comment, and subscribe. If you made it this far, that means you liked what you were listening to. I got to kick the video off with that.
Do you want to add a teaser that you like? Because people like teasers, Phil. I don't know if you know that.
Dude, no.
Okay.
You can add one.
No,
I don't do them, so I don't tell people things I don't do.
People love teasers.
What would you tease?
Ask Anthony.
I know he does.
I would do the Cardinals down to 1.5. Cardinals, Colts, Rams. Pick 2 out of those 3. Doesn't matter which one. Or you
wouldn't do the Bills to win.
Yeah,
Bills 2.5.
I would do those ones. I would even, if I'm picking teasers, just like more confident, or lack of confidence or something. I would do the Chiefs too. I like. I know
the Jags that
it's
much.
half as much. This just doesn't seem like this is a game that the Jags are going to find a way to lose.
Yeah, in an embarrassing way. Like this, like us all loving the Chiefs puts us all on the same page. Like the Jags are embarrassing for a reason. A sneaky one. I don't know if you'd agree with it. Denver plus 10.5. I think that would be a good one if you wanted live a little.
Denver plus 10. You know, to the team that's like blocked like it has like so many defensive touchdowns. I picked up their defense and I had to drop them when I looked a little bit into it. I'm like, no, their defense is bad. It just happens to like have turnovers and touchdowns. You know what I'm saying?
All right. My sneaky fantasy advice then, since we're just going off on a couple of random tangents here, because we were a little bit under time. Packers are on a bye week this week, and then they follow it up with an amazing schedule where it's some combination of like the Bengals, the Jags, the not the Cowboys, the Bengals, the Jags, and the Giants or something. Anyways, I'm keeping the Packers on my bench. They've been embarrassing, but I think after their bye, they turn it up and actually look like a real team again. Ironically, I don't know if you know this. Micah Parsons had, I don't think it counted as, it did count as a sack. He had 1 sack on the game, and it stopped Dak Prescott from running in a touchdown to win. And he's the reason they got the tie because he held them on that 3rd and like 3.
I saw. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so good for Micah Parsons.
I know. But they only had 2 good weeks in the first 2 weeks, you know.
Only against the Cowboys and the Commanders. Like, that's why people loved them, because they were 2 good offenses that they shut down.
The Lions and the Commanders. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then they lost to the Browns and tied the Cowboys. That Cowboys game was bad.
It was pretty humiliating.
The 2 minutes in the first half on, like, it was that bad. I know. I just got rid of the Packers.
Anyways, they play the Bengals next week, so I'm either going to be really right or really wrong and watch them, but it is what it is.
So, real quick for fantasy stuff. Sorry. I 0-4 in a league, and I'm like, hey, I have James Cook and I have CeeDee Lamb who's hurt, and I had a whole bunch of other injuries. I need people that can play now. I have 0 wide receivers, nothing on waivers. I was like, in the group chat, guys, I need wide receivers that I can play. I'm willing to trade James Cook or CeeDee Lamb, you know. Both of those are pretty good. The trades so far that I got were the Eric Ayamaner and Emeka Ibuka for both James Cook and CeeDee Lamb. And that was the best trade by far. The other one's just been amazing. So I don't recommend in a group chat just saying, hey, guys, I'm looking for a trade.
Yeah, no, I feel like you got to make offers. I can't believe Tony Pollard for Xavier Worthy. Tony Pollard and Trevor Lawrence for Xavier Worthy and Matt Stafford. I love it for my team. So I got Worthy and Stafford.
Highly, highly concerned for Xavier Worthy's.
Dude, I'm happy just to have a quarterback that can put up numbers consistently, unlike Trevor Lawrence.
Where is Anthony? He said he was going to be here. I actually talked with him.
Good. I think he has bowling or something.
I talked with him. Right. He said he was good. Okay.
We need to be done because you need to go spend time with your wife. Thank you for listening.
I don't know.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
She's up.